How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the channel. My name's Riley, and today I'm going to be showing you how to turn any DSLR or mirrorless camera into a cinema camera.
Riley filmed it.
If you don't know me, my name's Riley. I'm a videographer based out of North Carolina and Virginia, and I specialize in sports videography. Now, this rig can be used for sports videography, but it can also be used for many other types of videography. So stick around and I'll show you exactly how to build this. For this rig, I'll be using my Canon R6 Mark II with a Sigma 24-70 2.8 on it, but the lens really doesn't matter. I switch out lenses on this rig, and the camera really doesn't matter either. You can use any DSLR or mirrorless camera for a rig like this, but some of the different parts will be different depending on what camera you have, but I'll get into more detail on that later on in the video. The first part we have to put on this rig is the cage. The cage arguably could be the most important part of it because this will go on the camera, then all the other accessories will connect to this cage on the various rails and various screw holes. The cage I'm using for this build is from SmallRig. SmallRig is a very good company for anything camera rig related. SmallRig, while being a little bit more pricey than some of the other brands, all of their parts are very good quality, but I will also give you some cheaper alternatives later on in the video. I really like the SmallRig cage for a couple reasons. One, it's very sturdy and it's very good material. Second, it doesn't only have one connection. Most cages connect through a bolt at the bottom to the tripod attachment on your camera. This cage connects that way, but it also has two mounts on the side that screw into the strap mounts on your camera. So these little pieces will screw in here and go into your strap mount and make 3 points of contact, so the cage will be very sturdy on the camera. Another thing I really like about the SmallRig cage is it comes with a tool on the bottom that slides in and stays with magnets, and the tool has a small Allen key here which will tighten the side pieces, and then this will tighten the bottom. To put the cage on, it's very simple. Put it on the front of the camera and line it up with the tripod hole on the bottom of your camera. And I like to tighten it down a little bit here, but not all the way yet, just so that it can move around a little bit to get these lined up perfectly. Then you're gonna slide these into the camera strap slot. Then you'll use this tool to tighten them in. Once those are both tight, I'll then use my tool again to finish tightening the bottom all the way down. And that should be very tight. And once it's on, it's very sturdy and it's not going anywhere. And now we can add accessories to the cage. The first thing I like to add to any rig is a top handle. This handle is from UU Rig. I believe I got it on Amazon. This is very solid, very good material. It's solid metal, and I've had it for about 2 years and it's never failed me. It's very easy to put on. It's just this screws into the top of your cage. You're simply just gonna line it up and then screw it on. And then we'll tighten this down later. There's many brands that make top handles. There's many different designs. It's really personal preference. This one was pretty cheap and it's done me very good. It's a very high quality product. A top handle is very useful because you can not only carry the camera around while you're not shooting like this, but also you can underslung the camera and film like this. Another useful thing about the top handle is you'll see later on, we're going to be adding a monitor on top of this camera and it'll attach to the top handle. The next accessory we're gonna add is a side handle. Many people use side handles, many people don't. It's really personal preference. I sometimes use it, I don't always. It kind of depends on what I'm shooting. And some people have it on the left side, some people have it on the right side. Some people put it on both sides of the camera. It's really personal preference. This one is from Neewer. It's a metal one with rubber grips on it and it's very nice. It also uses a NATO rail that is included to connect it. So either if your cage has a NATO rail on it, or if it doesn't, it's included with this NATO rail, which screws into your cage, and then you can slide the handle on and it's very quick to get on and off. Something that's really nice about this handle is it wasn't too expensive, and also it has a tool hidden in the bottom just like the cage had. It's just an Allen key, and this Allen key is used to not only adjust the height of the actual handle, so you can move this up and down to get it at the height you want it, but it also is used to connect the NATO rail to the side of your cage. Now we will also use this Allen key to tighten down our top handle. So on the top handle, there's these holes on the side of the screw. You simply will stick it into it so you have leverage, and then you will tighten it using the Allen key. Next, we're going to add the NATO rail to the side. So adding it to it is super simple. The cage has holes all up and down it, and these screws slide up and down so you can find the perfect placement of it. Now that our NATO rail is on the camera and secure, we can now add our side handle. We're gonna put it to the side of the NATO rail, and then we're just gonna tighten this down. Once this is tight, it's very solid, not going anywhere. I can hold it by just this. Now you have an extra point of contact to make it more stable. The next thing we're gonna add is our battery. For this rig, we're going to be using a V-mount battery. This one is also from Neewer, the same brand that made the side handle. I really like this brand because it's very high quality, but it's also a lot cheaper than some of the other brands such as SmallRig. SmallRig also makes these, it also makes the side handles, but they tend to be a little bit more expensive. Now to connect this battery to the rig, we need a mount for it. For that, I have this mount from SmallRig. Now this is very nice because it's very small and it's lightweight, opposed to a lot of the other ones on the market. You have to attach big rails and adds a lot of weight to the camera. This is very simple to add. It connects right to the NATO rail on the bottom of our cage. So it's just going to slide on, and then you just tighten this lever right here, and it's fully on there. Now this is nice because you can unscrew this, you can adjust the angle of the battery, you can also undo this latch, and you can adjust how far out the battery is. Now that we have this mount on, we can attach our battery. Battery is super simple. It just goes here, slides down, clicks, and it's on. To get it off, you press this button and then pull it up. You can leave it on for now. Next thing we're gonna add is my monitor. This monitor is from FeelWorld, and it's done me very well. I've had it for about 1.5 years, and it's worked very well. There are a couple complaints I have with it though. The mount that came with it was very flimsy, very weak. It would move while I was shooting, not good at all. I bought this mount, which is from SmallRig, that just screws into the back of the monitor and it's a lot more secure. The other thing I don't like about this monitor is that it's not touchscreen. I would recommend going for this touchscreen. It works fine, I still like it, but it would be nice if it was touchscreen. Now to add this to the camera, the mount simply just is going to slide into the cold shoe on the front of our top handle. And then this just screws down. And simple as that, it's on there. You can tilt this, rotate it. You can tighten that down so it won't rotate. This mount makes it very simple. All right, the next thing we're gonna add is our microphone. This is a Deity V-Mic D3 Pro. I got this mic on Black Friday for pretty cheap and it has been incredible for me. Now to add it, we're gonna add it straight to the cold shoe mount on the side of the cage. And it's just going to slide right in. And then you just tighten it down by hand and it's on there. Next thing we're gonna do is plug in the microphone to the port on the side. I like to wrap this around my side handle just for cable management, and you'll see later on we'll have a lot of cables on this rig, so it's nice to have it kind of out of the way. Wrapping around here kind of tucks it down and it doesn't get in the way while I'm actually shooting. Now it's just cables and then we're done. So the next cable I'm gonna add is the cable from my monitor to my camera so my monitor sees what my camera sees. So it's gonna plug into the top right here, which is an HDMI. And this cord will be different depending on your camera. The monitor came with a cord, but it was not the right one for my camera, so I had to get a different one. I really like these coiled cords, so you can pull them out, but then if it needs to be shorter, it'll stay in. So I like to wrap it around here, then I like to put it through my top handle, just to make it simplified and out of the way again. And then I bring it down under my mic, and then it plugs into my camera right here on the side. Then I like to pull the extra slack, then wrap it around here. That way it's out of the way and I can still use my top handle as a top handle. Next, we're gonna power up the monitor. So to power up the monitor, we have this cable. It's gonna depend on the monitor again, so just do your research on that. But this will plug in to the side, to the DC. And then this, again, I'm gonna wrap around here as well. And then I like to go underneath the opening in the cage, just to keep it out of the way. And then at the top of this battery, there's an 8-volt and a 12-volt DC. So you need to figure out which one it is for your monitor and plug it in. This one is 8-volt. Another nice thing about this battery, as soon as I plug something in, it turns on, it's ready to go. It tells you how many voltage is coming out of each port. It also tells you the exact percentage of your battery, so you always know how much you have left. Next to power the camera, I have this SmallRig dummy battery. It connects to DTAP, and it's very nice because it'll monitor the voltage and make sure it doesn't send too much so it won't fry your camera. So to insert this, open the battery door on our camera, make sure there's no battery in there. You're gonna put this in. There's a little rubber flap on the side that opens. Then we're gonna pull this through, and then our battery door will still close again and our cable will come out. Then on the side of this V-mount battery is the DTAP port. We'll open that, and then we will plug the DTAP in, and immediately the camera has power. This you can leave here, you can tuck it behind, it really doesn't matter. But just like that, we have a cinema rig, and this is what I use for all my sports, all my short film shoots, or anything else that I'm shooting. It changes from time to time depending on what I'm actually shooting, but this is pretty much it. If you have any questions for me regarding this, or you have anything you want me to make in a future video, let me know in the comments down below. And thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time.